I'm going to be even broader than that for once. I know that. So, because I've just come back from the week at Vivatech, which is the European largest tech conference in Paris. So I was there last week, and really there are a few things that need to be highlighted. First is that it was amazing, a large number of stands. There were over like 13,000 companies at the conference. There were over like 165,000 visitors. It was crowded. It was for all industries. I mean, obviously today we are focusing on pharma and tech, and I will definitely go and explain how Sanofi, for example, is putting in AI. But really, when you see the diversity of the industries, the market segments, in everywhere, in agriculture, in everything, in robotics, obviously, but every angle of life is now being looked at from an AI standpoint. That was really, really one of the most important elements for me. The quality of the discussions, because we had some discussions from Google, Amazon, NVIDIA. We had some amazing things being said. Where is it going? How fast it is moving? And I have to say that one thing that did strike me is, okay, we've got the AI, generative AI, the ChatGPT, the large language models. In a way, I have to say that this is something of the past, because what is being looked at now is that multimodal reasoning. So it's not just about text, it's how you link the text with the image and all the different elements to give it more context. So it's building a model, you have to do that, but also with text. And we've done that. What is the next phase? So definitely all this multimodal reasoning was mind-blowing. And this is what GPT-4o is all about. So where can you take it to the next level? So obviously, where is that going to bring us if you focus on the pharma side? I mean, pharma, the AI industry is already revolutionizing it. And again, we think, I mean, certainly I thought that it was something like of a theory. But when you hear what Sanofi is doing, how they are implementing it, the ROIs that they are taking, it's already here. So it's not a thing of the past, it's something now of the present. And it's across the whole board. It's across the validations of the target, it's across the development, building the protocols most efficiently so that you are not losing time in recruiting patients into your clinical trial. And then once you have developed your clinical trial, it's how much you can leverage having the right patients so that you have minimal dropouts. So, and then it's when you're building your regulatory filing, how you can maximize that with the data you have collected and avoid errors and remaking of it. So I have to say that where we are at in AI across the industries, the trends are enormous. Everybody's embracing it. Everybody's moving with it. There are so many companies. Obviously, not everybody's going to be a winner, but everybody's putting a bet on that in their industry. I can definitely speak about some challenges that I've faced, because as you were saying at the beginning, I mean, with all the high value added data that we provide and analyzed data that we provide for our clients, in terms of competitive intelligence, strategic intelligence, we've developed this platform that is called Spring. And at that, when we developed, now that's 5 years ago, and last year we implemented the OpenAI API on top of that. And really what I've learned from this exercise of implementing Spring is very much the fact that you have to find the right people, the right talent. And there's a talent war out there. And that was one of the key elements that was discussed also during the conference, because and that's especially difficult in pharma, because you have to have somebody who is tech-minded and science with the scientific knowledge. So that's a bit difficult to find the right person and the right people that is going to help us do that. So, and there is now this whole endeavor by the different governments to basically train and democratize AI and democratize tech. So certainly one of the first challenge is very much people, make that happen through people. Obviously, I would be lying if I wouldn't be mentioning data. And one of the comments from a person from AWS was that okay, you have now different tools, different platforms where you can host your information and you can build your platform. That's great. But what is going to be the only differentiator at the end of the day? It's data. So data is still key. And again, when you are saying that it comes from all the different sources, it can come from internal research, external data from all the different clinical sites, all those, how do you deal with that? So data is really key. And the third element that is a really big challenge, and especially for the small ones, for small companies, is cost. Because at the end of the day, as you were saying, I mean, NVIDIA is making billions of dollars of revenue. But I mean, when you see how much that costs, that's huge. So, and not everybody can afford all those tools. So cost is also a barrier to entry, and we still need to reduce the cost to build those platforms internally. So what's the opportunity? I think that certainly, again, what I've seen last week is that there are so many different models being built, and certainly not one model is going to be ruling the world. And it's going to be, again, understanding clearly what is it that you are aiming to do with your AI, so that you can then get the right tool and the right platform to help you. It all comes down to that key element. What is the purpose of AI that you're aiming to implement? What is the function? What is the problem that you are trying to solve? And then you can have implement the right model for it. And to be honest with you, that's one point. The second point that is really important, and especially in the pharma industry. So we were talking about how it's helping the development of a drug, but actually now it's really putting the patient. You were, Tony, you were mentioning the employee being at the center and supporting AI, supporting the employee. Definitely. In the pharma, it's very much how AI is going to be supporting the patient and having the patient really as an actor of his own health. This is where it's going to be, this patient centricity. And secondly, it's also about, okay, what do we do before we develop that drug? It's basically prevention, predictive analytics, and make sure that we understand and prevent this patient to be having cancer or whatever. So this is where a lot of investments need to be happening, especially when you know that only 2% of the budget allocated to research is done on the prevention side. So it's really, really important to focus on that and help the patient ahead of him being sick. At the same time, when we are developing those tools, developing those platforms, again, they are here to support us. They are here to augment us. They are here to enhance our productivity and our work. They are not here to replace us. So we are really the final comment and the conclusion of it all is not to be scared of it and see it as see AI as an enabler rather than anything else. We need human intelligence, and we will need it always to make those AI tools work towards our own goals. And for example, when we are on Spring platform, when you see that every month we bring intelligence to our clients, and then what it does is that it collects all the information. And here, when you wanted to know, okay, what was said about that drug last year, it would take you like an hour, maybe two, to get that information together. Now you just do a search, and within a minute, no, 40 seconds, basically 40 seconds, it brings you the summary of all the intelligence that it has gathered. And we've managed to structure it so in a way that it's saying what is it we're talking about, the data science that there is about it, and the conclusions. It's happening, it's here. We have to make it happen. Now, in terms of my prediction, certainly I agree with Birgul in terms of AGI. And again, with the launch of ChatGPT 4o Omni, the big comparison was her. So that's not the film that you were talking about, but the film that you mentioned about it. I mean, it's going to be here. And I was reading an article this morning. Musk is saying that it should be here. AGI is going to be here by 2025. Basically, it's tomorrow.